I love this guy. 50 Cent is here. Curtis Jackson's in the studio with us right now. I mean, we are talking about some real history because as that song was ending, he was saying, when was your mainstream break?
My mainstream break was 2003.
All right, 2003 in the club was the hottest thing in the world, right?
Yeah, it just worked.
I mean, and I started, Mark, when did I start as a morning guy on KISS?
February 26, 2004.
All right, so you came into the studio basically my first year hosting this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I came in, I popped in. It was already mandatory. I don't know how you pulled that off because it was like, I was supposed to come see you in like 2005 because you needed time to heat up. He just got hot. He just got hot right away.
I was telling Sissany and Tanya, I don't know if you'll remember this, but we had met you came on the show and you were steaming. And then I was in a building in an elevator coming from a meeting and you were coming from a meeting and the doors open. You remember that?
Right there. We were in the middle. I forgot where we were at. But
we were somewhere on the west side.
Yeah.
And
he was standing right there.
You were at a network meeting or some meeting, and I said, what's going on? And you told me in that moment, you said, man, I got a lot to do. I want to do a lot of different things. I want to be a mogul. I don't want to just be, I love being an artist, but I got a lot of things to do. And you were coming from a pitch or something like that at that time.
Yeah, it's interesting. Look, see, you seen it in those early stages. Like I was just acquiring information at that point.
You were curious.
And I was just going, yeah, so how you do that? Like I'll go to the network and we pitch different things and just talk. And it was like, that didn't work for me, Ryan, until like now.
Isn't that crazy?
Look, he got on way faster. Look, you got reality talk. Your programs are like almost stuck on television.
Well, let me ask you something. That's an interesting point because it's about drive and persistence because it's frustrating, man. You go into the meetings, and we've all been there, in any line of work, and you don't get the raise. You don't get the promotion. You get fired. You overlooked. So you kept going. Yeah. And what was burning inside of you to keep you going? And why do you think, now Power and all the spin-off, now you look like, you were saying the same thing 10, 15 years ago. It's not like you changed.
You know what I think happens? I think when you involved in one portion of entertainment, the other side becomes really interesting. In entertainment, you go to it just to relax. Like, like if you go away right now, there's going to be some film, television, and music connected to your relaxation. When you just do it. And then once you're involved in entertainment in that way, it all becomes research, regardlessly. So you're just in a new space, so you feel like you're relaxing, but there's still film, there's still music, there's still something that's creating a new creative idea. And it's cool. Like, this is why, like, I say that whistle while you work concept. I think the only separation between people is their passion. And
so true.
When you become really passionate about it, you can make it happen. Like I just believe that, personally.
When did you have the idea about Power and what it could be and what it could do?
I did. I wanted to make a show that had really good music in it. A different way to package what I was doing at that point.
So it was a vehicle in a way then.
Right. And I'm just looking at it like, wait, let me do it like this. If I can get the program and then connect the music to it, I can do it that way. You know, and then as I started to look at it, it was like, there's a place for bad music, it's television. Yeah. It's the last place they spend the money in the budget.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So like the director will create his dream sequence, his cut with the beautiful music in it. And then the music director will swap those things out for things that someone sent him that has no samples, that would not sell on iTunes at the present moment. And those things play under a bed of really cool looking shots and stuff like that that's going on. So I was like, I met with Mark Kenton first because he had the Crush Groove. He had worked on Purple Rain. He did Under the Cherry Moon. So he kind of understood like music that had like really good, movies that had really good music in them. And because of that, I talked to him because I wanted to shoot the idea at him, and he was like, yeah, this is good. He put me with Courtney. She's the writer showrunner for Power. And I didn't see him again until I got it on.
That was it. That was it.
He just introduced this.
But man, you've been hot in music for a long time. Now you're so hot as a producer. I want to come back with 50 Cent. We're going to talk with Curtis Jackson. Talk about that in just a second. 102.7 KISS FM. This is it. It's the finale, the final episode of Power, but there's more life. We're going to talk about that. Hang on. So when you go to the doctor, Fitty, when you go to the doctor, and I fill out the form myself sometimes, and they say occupation in the box. What do you put as your occupation?
I put entertainer.
You do?
Yeah.
Because I mean that covers everything, right?
Yeah, it just covers everything.
I feel like you're thriving though as a producer.
Yeah, it's really working. Like since the success of Power, I've done an overall deal with Starz. So the Power.
But you
shows,
put Starz on the map, dude.
Yeah, now
I mean, Starz was the channel I didn't even know where it was until you came on board.
It's so true.
I would flip through that going, why they spell it with a Z?
Yeah. You know, it's
so true.
Right. I was looking at it going, because hip hop and youth culture is aspirational.
Yeah.
The idea of paying for it is not tough to sell to them.
Right.
You know, if it's good, they're going, it's okay, I'll pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
No
Right, because they want to tap into that culture, right?
Yeah, and they feel like they have something that everybody doesn't have, actually.
Yeah.
Because they bought it, like the app and the different things. So it was easy to get the audience to their interest into actually paying $10.99.
Right.
To get to it. Like a lot of times, like if you it's tougher. Like to create a project that someone has to pay $10.99 to watch, and then to have it gain the momentum.
Well, and then have spinoffs, right? Because you're going to do so now. Out of this world, you've got other babies being born, right?
Yeah, there's actually 4 spinoff shows.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Are they coming in separate? What's going to? Give me a little. Help me understand what that means.
Okay. So Power Book 2 will be on the same time frame that Power would come on.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. In that same time
slot.
time of year. Okay.
Yeah. So like in June it'll be back, and then we got Power Book 3 is Raising Canaan.
Mm-hmm.
That one is like it's in the last stages of casting right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing that, and then the third is in the writers' room. The Power Book 4 is in the writers' room.
So they'll just keep coming every season. They're
so it'll be a point where Power's on year round.
Wow.
So happy for you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally looked you in the eye when you told me you were going to do this 15 years ago.
Yeah, and then now the what's the name? Like I got another show for life on ABC.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it actually is coming on February 11th, 10 p.m.
Isn't
that one was cool.
Isn't it funny though? I do have to take a step back and laugh at this town, Hollywood. It's like you come in the door and you have all these ideas, and until you're hot, they won't listen to you.
Right.
And now you're hot, and everybody wants a piece of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody look. When you look at Hollywood from the hills in the evening, each one of those lights symbolize a great idea that doesn't have finances to support it.
So true.
Do you want a roommate? Because I'd love to live with you.
No, it's real. Like those great ideas are there now, and it's like
Yeah.
to produce it, Ryan. You just got to identify with the good idea when you hear it, when you see it,
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know what I'm
No,
saying? And
that's true.
and go from there. Like a lot of the stories, like on the production side, like it's finding the most amazing story you can find and then fictionalizing it.
Hey, I want to take a turn here for a second. Something a little more serious. We've all been shocked and stunned and rocked by what happened on Sunday with that helicopter crash.
Yeah.
And I saw you posted a photo alongside Kobe. And this, from what I understand from your post,
Right.
this has gotten you to think differently a little bit now about life.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of times I've done things that I've argued a lot because it's the competitive nature of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Youth culture, they got low attention span. They gotta have something to actually keep them watching. And if they think you can potentially implode or that it can go bad, they want to pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? So I argue with a lot of artists. We're not even after the same things. Like these guys are not. I sold 30 million records, Ryan. I'm not like chasing the same thing right now. Another hit record is exactly that for me. Another hit record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me ask you though, do you find, because if I were a young artist looking at what you've been able to transcend and do, not just music but producing and creating, right? I mean, you are a mogul in this business. Don't you find you're a role model for them? I mean, you're inspiring to do more than to do more. You don't have to do one thing anymore.
Yeah, it creates a path for them. Like they don't. A lot of them, you would have to see someone go before you and look and say, I want to do that.
Yeah,
right?
I need a model. I want to model it after that.
Yeah, and a lot of the artists.
Who is it for you?
I've took things from Russell Simmons. This is how we went from selling music to selling clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we watched you take the energy that was created by music turned into Fat Farm, and then it turned into Sean John and Rockaware and
Yeah.
G-Unit Clothing and all these different things. And then a lot of the other guys, like I watched Jimmy Iovine be fascinated with Steve Jobs
Mm-hmm.
and end up making beats and selling the Apple and all those different things. Like it's also a lot of projects. Like I watched them. These are guys I respected and saw things that they did in transition, and I watched and I said, okay, this is cool. I see what you just did or how that went.
There's no accident that you are who you are and as successful as you are. I just want to say you got to watch the final episode of Power, Sunday, February 9th on Starz. And I don't want to embarrass anybody. When I play this next clip, somebody to your right is going to do something.
Yeah.
Hey. She worked on that too. She know how to do it.
Cute.
This was not her first barbecue.
Hey.
These songs, 50, I just have to tell you, these songs all came out when I just pretty much turned 21 and started going to the club. So I felt like you were just like
Listen,
making this
you know what she
music
said,
for
Ryan?
me.
Listen, look.
She said you're old.
At this point, no. What she said is she's my core audience.
She's your core, yeah.
My core
Yeah.
audience, and what happens is we've grown.
You gotta grow with them.
You got to grow with them. So in concept, we committed to things even if we didn't commit.
That's right.
Because life, your career,
Yeah.
if not your career, then the kids and then different things come into your life, even if you weren't planning to have kids, right?
Why are you pointing the
These
50
things
cent
happen.
finger at me?
It happens regardlessly. These things happen. So your lifestyle changes. You probably don't go out every
No,
night.
I don't go to the clubs at all
Yeah,
anymore.
but you still, when that music comes
Oh,
on, it
man,
takes us
puts you
back to
back,
that point.
bro.
Takes me back.
Puts you back. Hey, I love you, brother. Thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me.
Play it
Always great to
again.
see you. By the way, getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame today.
Yeah.
We're coming back.